Today on CJ Off-Road, we've got our two-door JL in the studio with some factory halogen lights that we're going to be making some upgrades to. Now these Oracle V-Series LED bulbs are going to be the perfect upgrade to your 2018 to 2020 Jeep Wrangler JL, as well as your brand new 2020 Gladiator that was equipped with halogen headlights. One of the coolest things about the Oracle lights is that they are daytime running light approved, and they're also DOT approved. So many LED light bulbs that go into a halogen housing are not DOT approved, and they'll throw light all over the place. And one of the things I like about the V-Series is that they're engineered to throw light in the right direction and utilize your factory reflectors to give you a nice, crisp LED light output. These have a 6000 K lighting temperature, which means they'll be a bright white, but they won't be way too bright where they're almost a purple tone, and they're definitely not going to be yellow like the dingy halogens that came in this. These are completely plug and play, and they're a huge improvement over the halogen lights, so we're going to go ahead and pull this grill off and get them installed. Go ahead and grab your trim removal tool, and then the first thing you need to do to pull the grill off is remove the top 6 push pins on a JL or a Gladiator. I like to pull the center section out towards you, about halfway, and you get under the whole thing and pop them out. If you guys have a JK or anything like that, you're super used to these pins. They're really simple to use. Just pull it out almost all the way like this, and then pop the bottom section out. Set those aside, we're gonna be reinstalling them obviously. To get the grill off, make sure that you have all your slack up top removed, and then there are some push pins underneath here. If you just tug on the grill, they'll start to come off. Now with us, we have a winch, which I actually loosened up to get to this. So I would suggest if you're gonna make any headlight upgrades, do it at the same time or before you put the winch on, but it can be done. So go ahead and remove that. Now we have access to the headlights. To get these headlights off, what we need to do is grab a 10mm socket and remove the 3 bolts that hold it on. I just use it with a small extension and a deep socket to make it a little bit easier for me to remove. After you've got all 3 bolts removed from around the perimeter of the factory halogen light, go ahead and grab it and just slide it out towards you. As you can see here, we've got some older style headlight bulbs. These were put on when this Jeep first came out. So they were probably meant for a JK because they had a ton of extra anti-flicker and that on it. So what we need to do is, if you have this, it'll be a stock and you'll have a little shield on the back here. So it'll actually twist to the left, pull off, and then you can go ahead and just twist to the left your factory bulb out. And I'm gonna go ahead and remove this entire harness. What you'll have to do is remove this clip off the back of the bulb by simply pulling the gray tab out towards you and then pushing down on the center section. Let's see if we can do this one-handed and pull that off. So that's exactly how that'll look. So here's what the Oracle V2 light looks like. Now this is obviously a very advanced light, and it doesn't require any sort of adapters or anti-flicker. This will run on 6 volt all the way up to 32 volt, which means if you have a daytime running light built into your Jeep or you activate it using an aftermarket tuner, these are gonna work just fine and have no issues. What I really like about this is that it actually has a smart chip built in inside here to monitor the temperature of the LED light and make adjustments accordingly. This is a really advanced feature, and Oracle nailed this one when they designed it for the JL and JT. This is specifically made for this Jeep and modern applications such as these. There's also a couple different varieties if you've got a truck or a Mustang or any other vehicle that you drive. But for this, you can see it simply slides in and slots just the way the factory halogen bulb would, but it has this brand new LED design with Oracle embossed on the side there. A very nice piece. It's all aluminum, so even the clip here is aluminum, which is really nice. Feels good in my hands. Definitely feels like a solid piece that we're gonna last a long time inside our Jeep. Really happy to be putting these in. So if you guys are in the market for an LED lighting option instead of replacing the whole headlight, definitely check these out, guys. We just installed a couple days ago the Oracle Oculus headlights. Those are a really cool option if you're gonna replace the whole thing, but if you just wanna do bulbs for now, a great option is these brand new Oracle V2s. So with the back of the headlight like this, you can see it's completely cleared out of there. We're gonna go ahead and set our light into place, and there's 3 notches around the border. And they'll actually slot in, I'll line it up. So there it slotted in, that was the wrong notches. 2 smaller ones and 1 big one. Make sure you line those up. Then once they're in, twist them to the right. So we've got that fully inserted. You'll notice when you come back to the outside, you can actually look in there at the light and make sure that Both the LED diodes are facing upwards and downwards. It'll be nicely horizontal in front. That's going to fully utilize your LED projectors. So unlike a lot of cheapies that you can find on eBay and Amazon, these are actually going to utilize the reflectors in your halogen lens here, which is going to give you a much crisper light output. Now with it installed there, we're going to grab our H13 plug, plug it in until we hear a clip, and then push down the gray section. This will all tuck back into here, and then you will be able to reinstall this piece. We just lost it, so don't be like us and lose it in the process of rebuilding this Jeep and ripping it apart a bunch of times, but you will be able to seal that up to make sure nothing gets in there. Once you have that back on, we're gonna go ahead and set our headlight back into place. With the headlight in place, go ahead and grab your 3 10mm bolts. Get them started into place. And we can come back with our ratchet, get them all tightened down. Remember guys, this is a plastic headlight too, so all these tabs that come off to mount it with are plastic. You don't have to go crazy tightening these down. They already have some blue Loctite remaining from the factory install, so don't go crazy on these. I would hate to see you do all this and then break the tabs off. And that's it for this. The last step is to go inside and verify that they work before reinstalling our grill. Grill's going to go on the exact same way and utilize those push pins up at the top, but we're going to go ahead and repeat the exact same process over on the driver's side to give you guys a full look at these, what they look like once they're installed. I'm going to go jump on, do the other side, show you how to put the grill back on, and then make sure they both work and give you guys the final result. Okay guys, so we did verify that they both work off camera. We don't want to show you the finished result because we want to give you what it looks like with the grill and the hood closed and all that. So go ahead and grab your grill, set it back into place. Ours is a little bit trickier because you've got a winch, but you want to line it up kind of with the top and then go around the bottom first, push in all the tabs, and then we'll go back up top here and reinstall all 6 of the push pins that we previously pulled out. If you guys don't have a winch or a big bumper or anything like on there, you can actually get this done in probably about 10 minutes. It took us a little bit longer because we had to remove some bolts out of the winch and get that slid up forward, but it's only 6 push pins and 3 bolts per side. So the only thing you're gonna need is a flathead screwdriver and a 10mm socket to get this done. Well, let's close this hood, turn on these headlights, show you what they look like. Got some daytime running lights on, let's see what the headlights look like. So it's not too often that when you put an LED bulb on, it gives you a crisp LED cutoff that you're used to with an entire headlight replacement. But I gotta tell you, with the Oracle V2, I can see on the garage wall, these are a true LED option to replace those factory halogen bulbs and give you the full LED appearance. Just being about 10 foot away from the garage door, you can see a nice crisp cutoff both at the top and the bottom of the LED bulb. And that's because this utilizes 2 LED chips that'll work with the factory reflectors. It is super important when picking an LED bulb that it's gonna work with the factory reflectors because that's in a sense where all your light is being pushed out. Just like any LED, any optic flashlight that you've ever looked at, the reflectors need to be working with the LED, and Oracle nails this one right on the head. Now with these headlights, they're gonna be a decent price and they're gonna give you that LED crisp look on the front, which really modernizes the Jeep if you chose to get the halogen option. Overall, the install is gonna be about 10 minutes if you don't have a bumper up front, and if you do, about 20 minutes to loosen up a couple things to get that grill removed. Now, if you wanna find these headlights, be sure to check us out at cjponyparts.com for these as well as many other great options for your JL or JT Gladiator. Hope you enjoyed that video. To stay up to date on our CJ Off-Road videos, make sure to subscribe up top here, and for any other installs, make sure to click the link right above.